Well, it's true. I'm a completist. That means everything that's out there, I want one of.
May the Force be with you.
Stephen Sansweet has been called a master collector of Star Wars memorabilia. He is the proud owner of the largest and most complete collection outside of the Lucasfilm archives. By day, he is the Los Angeles bureau chief of the Wall Street Journal. But his true passion is Star Wars. His large picture-filled book, Star Wars From Concept to Screen to Collectible, offers a comprehensive look at the history of Star Wars merchandising. Would you consider it an insult or a compliment if I said, hey, you are obsessed with Star Wars?
I am obsessed with Star Wars. I have been since I first saw the movie in 1977, so I don't consider it an insult. I consider it reality.
So where does this obsession come from?
Back in the 50s anyway, you didn't buy toys as a teenager. It just was very uncool. Well, you know, in my 30s then, and I started buying toys again, I started buying space toys and robots, and then Star Wars came out and blew me away, and I started buying Star Wars toys as part of that, and it just never stopped.
Where is the very first piece you ever collected?
The very first Star Wars piece is probably right around here. It was a piece of jewelry and some patches. And so these things were available in the stores. These were one of the first things available.
There are a lot of movies out there, especially a lot of sci-fi movies, and you can collect from them. Why Star Wars?
First of all, Star Wars was really the first licensed movie product to make it big time. Before that, the licensing business was about $6 billion a year, and within 10 years after Star Wars, it had gone up to about $66 billion.
How have you been able to forge such a close and healthy relationship with Lucasfilm?
Well, I heard that they were interested in doing a price guide, and I thought, anybody should do that. It should be me. And I just called up there cold, talked to the lady who had just started the publishing division, Lucy Wilson, and she said, well, you know, she took my call, and she said, send me some writing samples and send me your ideas, and one thing led to another. The book developed to a book that became Star Wars From Concept to Screen to Collectible, which was how Star Wars went from an idea in George Lucas's head to the screen and then to merchandise. That book is now in its 6th printing. There are over 50,000 copies in print.
Have you ever met George Lucas?
Sure.
So what's he like?
He's, you know, he's just your ordinary multimillionaire creative genius.
Tell me about the book you're working on now.
Right now, I'm putting together the official Star Wars encyclopedia for release at Christmas of 1997. And this will be an A to Z of the fantasy world of Star Wars and a much smaller A to Z on the real world of Star Wars. Some of the people behind the scenes, the people who put it together, locations, basically the films themselves.
So where does the Wall Street Journal fit in here?
It pays the bills.
Couldn't you make this Star Wars collection a full-time job? I mean, forget Wall Street.
Well, the force tugs at me.
Then your hobby would be all business.
I don't think so. If it were ever to become a full-time job, I don't think it would be frustrating. I don't think it would take the fun away from it.